Hi traders, a very interesting day. Before I forget, please bear in mind that I'm doing this at 6 PM British Summer Time and 1 PM Eastern Time. So for example, equity markets have got 3 hours, well the US equity markets have got 3 hours to run. So if I'm looking at a trade, please bear that in mind and check your charts before you assess whether you want to take a trade. Okay, so with that warning out of the way, here is the dollar coming right back to this trend line. It just very narrow range, very sideways, just no indication, no impetus to get going to the upside. So we could drop hard if we break 75 and a half, and we break 75 and a half at the key level. If we break 75 and a half, then that could drop quite hard. Unless we can start to close above this level here. So a very weak dollar. With a very weak dollar is coming a strong gold. What I'm going to suggest you do, I'm already in this from a breakout here. So I took it on a breakout of 1425. Very nearly got stopped out, but currently nearly 25 points up. If you want to get into this breakout, then I would recommend you take a pullback to this area here. Let's have a look. I'm suggesting 1443 because it's about 30-40% pullback on this bar. We've got a lot of support over here to the left of us. If you want to try and another price action here, I don't think it will fall back that much further. The advantage of getting in at that level is you've got a relatively close stop. Here, I would suggest a stop at 1428 and a pullback to 1443. If you get that, obviously we're going to have a lot of resistance at 1500. So let's see what the fibs are telling us. Right, so 1468 is the 127 extension. I really think gold could get up there. I just think obviously 1500 is the 1500 is right up here. So we could even get right up to 200%. So this is a pretty convincing bar. It's engulfed a lot of price action. This is making historic highs. That's what I'm looking at. 1443 over there, and a stop at. Sorry, let me get rid of this one. And a stop here at 1428. Okay. Right, this is the Nasdaq. Like I said, got 3 hours to close yet, but we are holding up here, and we could break out here, and these equities are just pretty strong. This is the YM, even better, just slowly stepping up. Just a little bit concerned of getting a bit of a rounded top, but if we can get a decisive move up here, then that would allay my fears. There's the high. So we're holding the breakout here and holding it well, with 3 hours to go on today's trading. Okay. Keeping my eye on these grains. Very nice pullback. I had 3 days of selling, 3 days of lower lows, but we'll come right back to the 50 EMA. If we close here, now the pits have got an hour and a quarter till they close, I would swing trade at break of 1385 to see if we can get right back to these highs, and I would definitely want to be very focused on the futures day trading market as well, to see if we can get a breakout. This dollar is so weak, I think this could really bring the best out of the beans. The corn up to now has been, so there you are, gapped up, very strong, and no sign of any weakness. Wheat, however, is just holding this 50 EMA break. So the box play here broke up. I still think, let's put the fibs on this, I still think this is good. I think it will follow the beans. We're right at 50% here. So break of this 50% level, and I think we can get up through this 832 and back up to the highs on the wheat. However, obviously as soon as we get the close back below the 50, then we'll need to reassess. Oil, we've got invents tomorrow, so we've got a very narrow range, very low volume up here. Are we about to break up? With that weak dollar, are we about to break up? So we're pretty close to the highs at 180.85, and let's look at it with the moving averages. Yeah, so what we could do is we may come down and retest the 8 tomorrow to complete the consolidation pattern at 106.50, and then possibly break up. Let's just wait and see, get the invents out of the way, and then see what happens. WTI, this came up as a scan in the stocks course. Still like it. I think it's a good holding pattern. We are holding the 50%. We've been above the 50% for 3 days now, or 4 days, including the close above. So I'm still looking for this to break out and get up to 26. And it's an oil stock, so I've got a gap to fill. Still liking it. It's hesitant, but still liking it. But I'm just looking at Boom today. I put this in my video not so long ago. Tried to get a fill here. Didn't get filled. Left it. And I should have kept my eye on this, because I tried getting a fill down here at 21.5. We're now 29.5. And the markets haven't even closed yet, and it's still looking bullish. So if you find a good stock, just stick to it. LVS. Don't forget the markets aren't shut yet. LVS, we've got 3 hours of trading. LVS is breaking out. I would like to buy a pullback. If we close up here, I want to buy a pullback to 44.33 with a stop down there at 42.90 on LVS. V, well done to our stock course member who is in this. This is a lovely trade. And we have a wedge breakout. We're above the 50%. Okay, we've got some resistance up here, but I can see this steadily moving out. As long as we plenty of room in the RSI, I think we can break above this resistance and break out. Just be cautious of that resistance. If we start getting major sell-off, then consider just manage your stop and see if you can stay in it. Basically, that's the bottom line. JRCC came up in the scan, and that is not performing well at the moment, but it is not selling off. It's a coal stock. I like the coal stocks, traded them a lot recently, and will stick with that. Oh, sorry, I'm not in this. I will watch it when I said that, sorry. The pound. So, very, very slow day yesterday with no data, and the inflation data this morning saw a very, very good setup. So you can see all these little breakouts, a big sell-off here, big sell-off in the pound. So puts in a shooting star up here with RSI, consolidates and drops, consolidates and drops, consolidates and drops, and we get this double bottom, and we start to break up. Not as convincing. You come down 3 times faster than you go up on average. That's pretty much what we've seen here. So when I saw all this price action around the fib zone after this breakout on Friday, I stayed focused. I suggested a long on Sunday in the Sunday video, and so although I got stopped out of my swing by 4 points, I still have capitalised on what's happened here. So that little hammer there on that bottom of the fib play zone with that trend line across the top was a brilliant setup. I did, however, make a mistake. I got out at these highs, and I should have stayed in, because I could have got another 50, 60, 70 points out of this. So a lesson learned. If I got a climactic breakout set up like this, I will stay in the next one. Which brings me to the Euro US. I took this hammer and got stopped out. So I left it, but when I saw this hammer, I got back in. So I got a small stop out here. My stop was 20 points, so I lost 20 points here. I'm currently up 30, 55 points or something, but this one I'm going to stick in. Now I've got a breakout here. I'm just going to get my stop. I'm just literally going to get my stop to break even and leave it. We've got ECB coming up on Thursday. I've been talking about this, I've been working towards this, looking for an entry for this, and this has got it. I'm in this, and I'm going to stick with it. Don't care about that shooting star. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out, but I will try and run this one. Right, Euro Yen. I had trouble looking at the Euro Yen because I sold this at 117, and we are currently at 120.5. Crazy thing to get out of this, but there you go. I make mistakes. There's the breakout. Can't even remember why I sold it at 117. I guess it just looked extended, but still, anyway. No trades here. I just wanted to share my mistake with you. Right, any other trades? I did trade this one today. I took a 60-minute hammer here and got stopped out, and got another 60-minute hammer here on the 50%, and took this one, and I'm riding this one as well. So a lot of points today. Could have got even more. I sold a little bit too early, but a lot of points. So a very good day. Oil. I talked about oil, so I was going to talk about oil on the intraday, but I'll save that for another time. Right, just a quick look through the charts to see if anything else is. Wow, the gold is still moving. Pound Aussie dollar, you can see just moving out there. There's the euro consolidating, waiting for the 8 to come across. There's the pound, the 8 has come. That's already consolidated. The 8 has come across. That's making another move up this afternoon. US dollar CAD. I need to talk about. So I haven't talked about possible entries if you're not in the pound. Sorry, I'm jumping around a bit too much, aren't I? Right, if you're not in the pound, what can you do? If you're not in the pound, you could try and get a pullback to 62.30, and you're going to have tuck your stop behind the 50 EMA there at 60.68. So it's a pretty big stop. We had a decent move today, but that's where the support is. If you don't want to swing trade it and you're a day trader, just look out for that level tomorrow, 62.30. See if we can get through 64 and up to 65. 65 obviously a big round number. We haven't talked about entry in the euro. If you're not in the euro, I would stand aside. One thing you could do is put an order in the book for a break of the highs at 42.69 and a stop at 41.50 or 41.48. That's a pretty tight stop, just over 100 points on the euro US. And just to update you on my US dollar CAD, we are closing below yesterday's open. So I got my pullback to 96.66. My stop was up here. I'm now going to move that stop to 96.98. So I'm risking very little capital to see if this can move to the downside. And I'll tell you what I'm looking at. When you look right, now we've failed a key level. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking to see if the US dollar CAD can collapse to the level that we saw in October 07. Okay, when I see trades that break key levels like that, I'm just going to sit in them. If you want to get in on this, you could buy short a pullback to about 30% of that bar, and your stop will only have to be at 96.98. We might want to just pop it a few points above 97.04 for example, if you want to. But the RSI is low. It's not a high probability trade. So if you're not in this, the recommendation is you stand aside. A lot of talk in the room today about, well, some talk in the room about CAD Swissy. If you took it on a 60-minute chart and you're in it, just stay in it and just keep your stop below that 50 EMA, because there is a 200 EMA up here on the daily, but that's a very bullish chart. And the RSI's got plenty of scope. You've got resistance just up here, just ahead, 96.22 on the charts without the moving averages. But your call. If you're in it, just stay in it and see if you can get that to the upside. I was very, very keen on a pullback to this yen, pound yen, and it has just left the station, just run away from me, so I cannot trade it, unfortunately. There is the wedge breakout, and that is running very nicely, very, very strongly. Would I go long a pullback? Not with RSI like that, no. Okay, my throat has run out, so I'm going to stop it here. So just a handful of trades there. A good look at what we did intraday, and the Forex course is coming up next week. I have added a lot of additional work in there to bring it right up to date, to help you to monitor more closely relationships and timing in these charts. So if you're interested to take that course, let me know, or if you're interested in a retake for a nominal admin charge, then please do. Let me just show you where it is. So if you go to the booking, you can go to the Master of the Forex course, read about it, and then book at the bottom here. If you're booking a retake, let me know and I will organise the billing for that. Okay, really hope that helps. It looks as if the week's turning out to be a very good week, and ECB Euro rates decision is on Thursday. Hence the reason why I'm holding that Euro over, and let's see what the rest of the week holds for us. Thanks very much, and see you on the next update.